Salutations everybody, it's Matty here, and did you know we live in a world jam-packed with Dragon Age titles focused on action? Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, get in the enemy's face and spam them abilities. Gone are the days of true tactical goodness. So of course, after my 2020 review for Dragon Age Inquisition, I had to go back and experience the beginning of the journey for all of us, Dragon Age Origins, one of my favorite all-time RPGs. And does it stand the test of time? Of course it does. That was a rhetorical question and you knew the answer to it. That's why you're watching this video. You just need a refresher, right? But of course, you know me, I like to set the atmosphere, I like to set the ambiance, and Dragon Age Origins box art, it's the color red. So we have our box over here, we're gonna make it red, you know, to fit the, look, I thought it was cool. Dragon Age Origins immediately separates itself from the bunch right off the bat with its origin story system. It's all about the character creator. You choose your race, your gender, and then there's 6 backstories that you can experience in this game. In my most recent playthrough, I went with the city elf. So my adventure began in an alienage in Denerim, where the humans have the elves under their thumb, and things get dark extremely quick. I mean, really, really dark.
You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
Look, I know there's been some turnover, but all I'm saying is, where is this bioware now? Dragon Age Origins manages to rope me in no matter what every single time because of its narrative structure that should be applauded to this very day. It starts off on a small scale, right? Your origin story, rolling you into your character, letting you have small bits of agency here or there, and then introducing a much more grand plot featuring the Blight, the Darkspawn threat, the Grey Wardens, how they're hunting for new Grey Wardens, and they want you to perform the joining to prevent becoming tainted and being able to sense the Darkspawn threat to help take them out at the Battle of Ostagar. It becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually you're left in a situation where you must amass your own army. The difference here this time compared to Inquisition is that there isn't fluff. Dragon Age Origins doesn't waste a second of your time. There's tons of choices everywhere. Every quest, every conversation serves to build the world. Both Dragon Age Origins and Inquisition share the same idea of creating a big army to combat a growing threat. However, in the case of Origins, it showcases that you're able to have this type of situation where you are building a grand army, making very big world-shattering choices, and not have a bunch of fluffy side quests. Plus, there is the start of Liliana. Okay, and Dragon Age's best character, just saying.
Hey dude, you ever hear of Liliana in Dragon Age Origins?
Liliana? Yeah, I'm familiar with her. Why, what's up?
Yeah dude, I mean, let me tell you about her. I simply want to invite her to my party.
For her.
What were you gonna say?
No, it's nothing. That's all right. No, it's okay, really. Seriously. Anyway. Now, it's not just the characters and the choices that you can make. Of course, that is the superstar in my opinion, but you have also the way that you can build out your character. So every time you level up, you'll be able to select from your attributes, ranging from strength to dexterity, things that you've been familiar with in other RPGs. There's talents, there's skills. What Dragon Age Origins does from its leveling up system to its combat is takes what KotOR did and makes it infinitely better. Now, that's how long it's been since I've played Dragon Age Origins. You guys may or may not know, but I do annual KotOR playthroughs here on this channel, okay? Every year, it's a tradition, we play Knights of the Old Republic. And I've been doing that for so long that I left behind Origins. Going back to it, I'm like, oh my God, this combat's so much better than I remember. Not only that, it's really tough. And I don't know if I'm like getting old and I'm losing some of my gaming talent, but like I was getting stomped out a lot. I mean a lot, man. I don't know what's going on. Hey y'all, Matt from the future here, and guess what? His gaming talent fell so far off a cliff, he quit YouTube and became a chef. The more you know. Now, the combat in Dragon Age Origins really does make full use of managing your entire party. I'm constantly pausing and starting combat back up. I'm using all of my abilities on the hotbar. I'm making sure that on top of all of this, I'm healing everyone. I'm casting spells at the right time. And this was just on normal. Imagine this on something like Nightmare or Hard. This game would be absolutely insane, and I'm terrified to find out if it would actually be something I could do. But on normal, I was getting my butt kicked, but in a fun way. It was really fun controlling my characters. And granted, this was in some of the opening moments that it was really tough because you don't have your party members solidified. You're swapping in and out these temporary people who are either going to die or you're actually getting someone who will join your party later on. But of course, just like in future Dragon Age titles, being able to choose the strategies for them as you approach combat, when they should heal, when they should be aggressive, when they should be defensive, all of that in this game I feel works best because it really does encourage you to take full control of your party members. Combine that with builds, looting again, and you've got yourself a really good RPG underneath all of the incredible story choices that you can make. What other game lets you add werewolves to your army? Because there isn't a game like it. Now this may be a little bit of recency bias, but one thing I really did appreciate with Dragon Age Origins is I felt its lore was more digestible. One of my complaints with Dragon Age Inquisition was that this is a game that quite honestly I feel is starting to have its lore diluted because there's so many splinter groups within splinter groups. So you've got Templars, Red Templars, you got all these people like sharing names and it's like, who are you again? Why do you matter? In this case, everything's very simple because it's the beginning of everything, and half the groups that are referenced now in Inquisition don't even exist. So it's a little easier to take in, to understand, and it's much more interesting because all of them are much more meaningful. I cannot stress it enough. Dragon Age's lore is incredible. It's such a very interesting world to be a part of. But what happens is they kept adding and adding and adding and adding stuff with zero substance, and you get what happens in Inquisition, which is just lore bombs 24/7, expecting you to fully understand it. I know some people are gonna dunk on me. They're gonna be like, pay attention, bro. Read, bro. I do, bro. But still, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. And I think they need to just narrow things down a little bit. But look, one thing that Inquisition does have on Dragon Age Origins is you don't run around before combat like you got a dump in your pants. All right? I mean, what is this?
I can't poop on the floor. I cannot poop on the floor. Oh my god. Oh shit.
In all seriousness, when we're going back to our lore, it's very impressive how much Dragon Age Inquisition nowadays has respected the lore that was established way back at the beginning of everything with Dragon Age Origins. Like the fact that that was the ground level, right? And then they built on top of this so much, and each step of the way, they still respect things that happened at the very beginning in 2009. Like, what? That's crazy. There are usually so many missteps in lore, and I give BioWare a tip of the cap for that. There is a lot of care that they put into this universe. But it also highlights what I think was one of the main issues with Dragon Age, is that they're always switching up who you're playing as. When you look at Mass Effect, you're always Commander Shepard, and there's that continuity there. You're returning into the shoes of that character you're familiar with. Whereas with Dragon Age Origins, you're truly your own person through and through. Then in Dragon Age 2, you're Hawk, you're voiced. And in Dragon Age Inquisition, you are now pretty much your own person, but you're referred to as the Inquisitor. And I don't know, I just never had that sense of self in Dragon Age 2, of course, but also Dragon Age Inquisition. Whereas Dragon Age Origins, I guess it makes sense given the name Origins, it's all about your origin story and how you go from this small city elf to now something much more grand. Also, we gotta talk about how grim this game is. Its atmosphere, thanks to its music, art style, and dim color palette, where visually it is not only aged well, but really translates to the player that they're in a dark position, in a dark time period where things are not okay. Plus the gore on top of all of this makes Dragon Age Origins a lot more serious, a lot more like, oh my god, that person just got decapitated and there's blood all over the ground. You just don't see that in Dragon Age Inquisition. Like, Dragon Age Inquisition is an M-rated game, but it takes its M-rated game and like does different things with it, whereas Origins is having people get like gutted, there's blood everywhere, there's people getting their heads chopped off. It captures the idea of the brutality of war in this universe, the suffering of people, some of the dialogue, like I showed earlier, it gets really, really messed up. But I think that's to the better of the game because it truly depicts this universe that's in trouble, and I in turn cared about it. So it really helps when you have a game story that doesn't go ahead and waste your time. It creates the feeling of making this army without fluff. It has an atmosphere that's truly gripping. The lore is more digestible. Its gameplay is KotOR, but far more improved. Leveling up is worthwhile. And it's got some of the best dang DLC imaginable. Battle of Ostagar, right? Happens in the beginning of the game. Sets up what I think is one of the most emotionally impactful DLCs of all time, called Return to Ostagar. Now, it does bank a little bit on how invested you are in the lore of Dragon Age, in my opinion. But I remember younger Matty being shaken to his very core, going back to Ostagar, seeing what happened after this battle that defines what happens for the rest of your journey in Dragon Age. Going back to that and all of its other excellent DLC, plus the Awakening expansion, this game is such a treat. And all the origin stories are great. I think the elves are the most interesting because it kind of rolls you into how dark the universe is. And plus, I gotta be honest, I'm a big fan of elves in like any fantasy RPG. But seriously, guys, this game still kicks butt to this day. It is still one of the best RPGs I have ever played. And it is aged phenomenally, like everywhere, every single place. I'm not even kidding. Normally you can see some aspects that are dated. In this case, nah, man. Nah, Dragon Age Origins, clean. Clean. We are good. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to seeing what you all have to say in the comments down below, because Dragon Age Origins, man, a little chef's kiss, so good. And I want to see if you guys are going to start a playthrough. If there's any tidbits that you appreciate that I didn't bring up in my experience, let me know. And with that, I'm signing out. Looking forward to seeing what you all have to say, and I'll talk with you guys soon. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. Big thank you to all the patrons and the members. Appreciate each and every single one of you guys. And I'll talk with you soon. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.